Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the Mercury maven herself, Sandy Reevy.
It's a true maven, Mercury. It's all about Mercury.
Episode 283, December 25th. Let's get right into it. Today, Venus trine Neptune.
Play the circle game today on Christmas.
December 26th, Tuesday, full moon at 4 degrees of Cancer.
More than able.
December 27th, Wednesday, Mercury retrograde square Neptune.
No need to understand.
And Sun trine Jupiter retrograde.
The tide is turning.
And Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars.
Ask for assistance.
Then Sandy's conflict day, the 28th, Mars square Neptune.
Be sure you know where you're going.
And Venus sextile Pluto.
Be true to yourself.
And Venus ingress Sagittarius.
Pack your best.
And Mercury as a morning star.
Getting on the scene early.
Then Sandy's favorite day, December 30th, Saturday, Jupiter stations direct in Taurus.
Get ready. 2024 is almost here.
And then Talisman times, there is the Talisman of the month available. On the horizon, our very special year ahead event with raffle prizes and everything. And in our house, I have a new meditation for you all for the winter solstice. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you.
Hello, Mercury maven.
You know, I'm teaching Mercury in Mexico. Mexico Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been just looking over everyone's charts, and we're creating slides, and all the handouts are all done already. I've been working on those the last couple months, but Mercury's retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I wanted to get all this work done prior to Mercury going into shadow. So yeah, how's everybody's Mercury retrograde doing?
Right. And it's going to be exciting because Mercury is all about communication, and you're going to have so many different exercises for everyone to really explore their different ways of communication. So I want to go direct to all of you listeners. Thank you so much for all of your feedback, all of your emails, the reviews, wherever you listen to this podcast. This one in particular is from Jessie R. She says, "Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much. Tonight's reading was absolutely eye-opening, super informative, and educational. I am so grateful for you taking your time and teaching me and helping me understand my chart in depth. Hope you have a wonderful season and a fabulous start to the new year. Can't wait to see you next month, Jessie."
Yeah, Jessie is doing monthlies now. And so this is just a perfect way for anyone to dive into their chart with lots of time, right? Discussing your natal chart. She's wanting to learn. She knows a little bit of astrology, but we're going to be working together. You know, I don't really teach astrology. You know, I teach it when I'm on retreat.
You do teach astrology.
I don't have a class.
It's not your main reason for doing astrology, however. Yeah.
But through particularly monthlies, I can, help one understand how one, works their energy.
Right.
So she's new. Welcome, Jessie. I'm so excited to be with you for this next monthly year.
Yes. All right. So moving into the transits, we have, first off, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all of them. Whatever you're celebrating for this holiday season, it is the end of the year. It is that time of the year.
Yeah.
All right. So December 25th, Monday, Venus trine Neptune.
So Venus is coming from a very debilitated place of Scorpio. She doesn't like being in there, but she does like Pisces that she is speaking to, the Neptune and Pisces. So there's reception here. And I called it the circle game. It's kind of like a gift exchange with the Neptune there. Is like, what do you give to others, from your heart, from your solar plexus, from what you have to what they need. And of course, this is Christmas, right? It's happening on Christmas. So it kind of reminded me of having a gift exchange with a twist. right? Like gift one, give one, right? So having this, like, I'm going to gift you because I picked your name, but I'm also going to give something, whether it's a tithing or something. I'm going to
like a donation.
I'm going to put a $10 bill in the red Salvation Army bucket, right?
Yeah.
Something
or
like that.
Toys for Tots.
Yeah, But also the trine here, watch your checkbook and watch those empty wine bottles, right? Because we got Neptune here. So we may not be paying so much attention to how much we're spending, what we're offering. And that's why we can say, I'm going to give something that's, like we have a $20 gift exchange, right? So we give $20. That means that I have this $20 to give to someone else. So, but also Neptune, glunk, 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 glunk.
Right.
Watch how many empty
Which can
wine
happen during the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful here.
Yeah. So moving on, December 26th, Tuesday, full moon at 4 degrees of Cancer.
This is at 6:33. This is Chicago time. This is Central time. It's a full moon. So we got the sun and the moon in opposite placements. Obviously, the sun has to be in Capricorn. We just did have the solstice, the winter solstice. So the moon is 4 days into Capricorn, making this opposition to the moon. At what's the opposition of Capricorn? Cancer.
Right.
So Jupiter and Saturn are playing big roles in this full moon. And Jupiter and Saturn are the superior planets. They have big weight in regard to our life, our day, our life. And so this can be a full moon cycle of, making a really nice aspect. The moon is making a sextile to Jupiter and a trine to Saturn. So you're more than able. You're more than able to actually do what is needed for others, for yourself. You can ask. You're more than able to ask. You're more than able to receive. It's fit. It's a feel good.
That's great. We need a feel good full moon for the holidays. All right. So December 27th, Wednesday, Mercury retrograde square Neptune.
This is two of three passes. So this is the second pass because when we hear retrograde, we know he probably 95% of the time has already had a 1 pass.
Right.
So now he gets a 2 pass. And it's a square. It's a square with Neptune. Mercury really wants to figure things out. He's in detriment in Sagittarius. It's too much for him to think about. And then he squares Neptune. So it's like, do you really need to understand on Wednesday, the 27th of December? Do you really need to get your P's and Q's? I mean, if you're a doctor or a nurse and you're working for our loved ones and caring at the hospital, yes. But you're probably not working all that hard. In your job, you might have taken the time off. So do you really need to understand? You can't pin something down exactly. Maybe use your vague inspiration or your intuitive, leave it up to intuitive devices.
Okay.
Call inward on yourself. First of all, Mercury retrograde is inward. And when it squares Neptune, it's like inward.
Yeah. And also maybe fueling a little bit of creativity. Because sometimes when we turn inward and we give ourselves a little bit of space and grace when it comes to being overly critical or anything like that, when we have this Mercury retrograde and Neptune together, it can be very creative.
It can, absolutely. And it's the second of 3 passes. So again, what happened the first time this made this connection, you will have 1 more pass when Mercury's like, I got it. We don't have to understand right now.
Yeah.
Right. We don't have to solve anything right now.
Totally.
Right.
And I like that too, especially when it comes to creating art, is that no, it doesn't have to be like this like immaculate piece that you're creating, whatever it is. And you don't need to understand it. It's just a process. So the next transit for the 27th, Wednesday, Sun trine Jupiter retrograde.
Yeah, this is anytime we get the sun making a trine to an outer planet or a superior planet, we know there's a tide is turning in the other direction. So Jupiter's been retrograde all fall, all up to now, and he's getting ready to move forward just in a few days. And so this is, I feel a sense of the tide is turning.
That's always a great feeling.
Yeah.
Because when you're, say, either down in the dumps or you're just like kind of lackluster, and all of a sudden you get that little twinge that's like, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. So yeah, that's great. Especially end of year scaries sometimes of being, oh, well, I haven't done enough and I haven't met all the goals and I haven't, I don't know, climbed Mount Everest, there's...
Although my girlfriend did.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good for her. And so, yeah, that when we can have that tide turning, it's a great feeling for us to set ourselves up for success later. Yeah. Next day, same day, December 27th, Wednesday, Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars.
All right, this is the second of 3 passes as well. And this is okay to ask for assistance. Ask for help here. What do you need? Nobody knows what they can do for you until you tell them what it is you need. And Mercury here is, button up to Mars. What's really interesting when I did this kind of look at this, the first time they connected in a conjunction was October 29th. Now that goes back a bit, when Mars was in Scorpio. So they met together when Mars was in Scorpio, and that might have been a private thought. Something was asked of you kind of on the down low, or, you were scared to ask somebody something, a request. Then the second pass is today, this December 27th, but Mercury's in Sagittarius. So Mercury doesn't have any agenda in Sagittarius. So there's this message that's getting repeated because it's retrograde here. It's repeated. It's about expansion. It's about, we share some idea. We share some thought maybe today about how to expand, how to do something different next year, right? If we just finish the holidays, it's like, maybe we could do this. Here's another idea of celebrating it this way. But the third and final pass is not till January 26th. And when I say pass, Mercury's going backward, Mars is going forward. So they meet up here as Mercury's still heading south.
Backwards, yeah.
And Mars is moving ahead. But Mercury's faster. And eventually Mercury stations, starts moving forward, and then catches up to Mars on January 26th, while now Mars is in Capricorn. So every connection that Mercury has made to Mars is in a different place, which means Mercury's in a different place, right? Yeah. So this is where it's the productive outcome.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so because Mars is in exaltation in Capricorn. So it's like, hey, that idea you had back in October 29th that, you were going to be all quiet about something, or you were afraid to ask, or you thought you were a little bold mentioning that. Hey, share it and expand it on December 27th and see how it can come to a productive movement, some sort of achievable program by the end of January. This is January 26th. I like this. It's not my favorite day of the month, but because my favorite day of the month is coming up. I haven't said my favorite day all December. Oh. This will be the episode I talk about that. But I really like this. So ask for assistance. Somebody can be helpful here.
Let's Let's see. Next is December 28th, Thursday. We have, 4 transits, and it's also your conflict day of the month.
And the conflict day of the month is this first situation that comes in, and this is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Which is Mars square Neptune.
Yeah. And again, the square to Neptune, right? Neptune doesn't really want to give us a clear vision or support us in a set way, right? And so it's about imagination, about intuition, about magical. What can you trust that you don't see? And so be sure you're going in the right direction, right? Like check your compass before, maybe on Wednesday, the 27th, right? Before when we wake up on the 28th. Now, I know this isn't until 4 o'clock, but still Mars is applying to the square. So pay attention to unsaid signs, unwritten signs, signs that you're getting was that just a red flag that flew up in the air that I can't really see? But I felt something.
Yeah.
It's like there's no Post-it notes that can show you the best route. It's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to travel on the 28th, you and I are both traveling on the 28th, just make sure you have, your passport, everything that it is you need.
Right.
So that you're on your way.
Yep. Sounds good. Can do it. And then the next transit of the day, Venus sextile Pluto.
And actually, what I'm seeing now is that's coming in on Friday, the 29th. This Venus sextile Pluto is about be true to yourself.
Okay.
This is at a 29 degree. 29 degrees is a very powerful placement. It means it's the very last degree. It's a energetic degree. A promise is just that, your word. Can you be honest to your desire? So it's a sextile. It gives an opportunistic help to, and this is around midnight. That's why it was like late Thursday night,
right?
Super early on Friday. Stay true to your word. What did you once say that you now need to hold true? Or what are you saying tonight that you are holding to your word? This is profound.
And still the same day, December 28th.
Well,
correct me if I'm wrong.
The 29th.
Okay, so now we're on the 29th.
Yeah.
All right, so now for the 29th, we have, after Venus sextile Pluto, we have Venus ingress Sagittarius.
Well, that makes sense, right? Because Venus met up with Pluto at 29 when Venus was in Scorpio. Now she's moved out of the last degree of Scorpio and moved into Sagittarius. So it's a big change because she is out of her detriment and into a place that she's not particularly responsible for. She's not managerial placement, but she's also not lost or homeless, right? So this is like, pack your best. Venus is saying, hey, we're going on a trip. It's perfect for traveling with your friends or your loved ones.
Perfect.
And that's what you're doing.
Yep. I'll be traveling to Cancun for a little family holiday. So then the last transit of December 29th, Friday, Mercury as a morning star.
Yeah, Mercury's rising now. We can start seeing Mercury separate because he's now moving away from the sun. And he is still retrograde, but he is now visualized, can be seen as morning. So he's getting on the scene early. It's great for those that want to get the birds that want to get the worms. Right? Isn't that
the early bird gets the worm?
That's it.
Yeah. And can you see then Mercury in the morning sky?
So beginning on Saturday morning, the 30th, you'll be able to see him come up before the sun.
Cool. And then speaking of the 30th, that's your favorite day.
Yes.
Saturday is your favorite day of the month. Thank goodness it screeched in at the last minute. Jupiter stations direct in Taurus.
Jupiter's been retrograde since the summer and now like for about 5 months. And now moving but yet stuck right now at 5 degrees of Taurus. So we're getting ready. Zeus is preparing to get this 2024 party started. Right? So ring the bell, toot the horns, do the ring. What are those things?
The New Year's Eve little
Blow, like you blow it and the air goes in.
It looks kind of like a kazoo with a ribbon on it.
No, it's kind of like the frog that does that thing with his tongue.
Right.
That's like how he goes and gets flies. So it's, bang the drums. Jupiter is now about to provide some beneficence. Why isn't there a movie?
They're called blowouts or blowers or a party horn.
That's all stupid stuff. I don't like any of those words.
Okay.
I like the and back. Okay.
Well, okay, so a huge week.
It's a huge week, and there's a lot of Neptune stuff here. We got Venus making a trine to Neptune at the beginning. Then we have Mercury making a square to Neptune, and then we have Mars making a square to Neptune. So there's a lot of is Santa Claus coming down your chimney? Right? Where, is this true?
Yeah, it can be a magical time.
Is this true? I don't know if I said this last time. I don't know why it just popped in my head, just in Santa Fe. And they had the Lens. Did I talk about the Lensic theater? It was right by the house we were staying. And I would see it on the marquee. They have a play happening the last week of Christmas. And between Christmas and New Year's, they have a play going on called Something's Wrong with My Mistletoe, which is totally Neptune.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
ding,
funny.
ding, mistletoe. Why are you not working? I'm standing here,
right,
getting tired. Nothing's happening. Something's wrong with my mistletoe.
Cute.
Love that name of that title.
I stubbed my mistletoe. Well, in Talisman times, you had finished up one talisman, and yet that was a pre-sale, so that is sold. So we can kind of glaze over it, I guess.
Well, it's interesting because I thought maybe I'd make it, but yet I didn't put it on the website. Yet I didn't talk about it on our last, because I was sick. Mom is doing better for sure, but she's still in the hospital, and we're still,
right. She's got a
supporting
road
her
to recovery. Yep.
And so I didn't know if I would have the time, because I thought I'd have to run to Cincinnati and help my mom, but I could stay here. So I was talking to a client earlier that day doing my quarterly reading, and she mentioned that she really wanted a protection bracelet, and she didn't have one. She has a lot of other talismans. And I said, oh, that's so weird. I'm making one on Thursday night. And so she goes, I want it. And so she bought it, and so
she claimed her talisman.
She claimed it, and I hadn't even made it yet. So it wasn't on the website. I hadn't talked about it, but
cool, like a fun surprise.
Yeah.
So the talisman of the month for December. This is the last week you can get it at this special price. The affirmation is: together we design and construct a community plan for the people. This is to work together for success together. A beautiful talisman. And if you want to check it out, go ahead, click that link in the show notes, and you can get sent right over to it just to take a peek. Then on the horizon, December 30th, that's happening this Saturday, we have our annual 2-hour special, The Year Ahead, with Sandy and Susan. They take you through the entire year of an astrological forecast, really going over the main points of each month, and so many wonderful prizes that we're going to be raffling off.
Ding, ding. Yeah.
If you want to join us, make sure to get a complimentary free raffle ticket. Each raffle ticket is only $1, and you can win some really awesome prizes.
Seriously. And I'm seeing people getting their additional, because you can get, if you spend $10, you're going to get, you're only going to, if you buy 10 tickets, it's only going to cost you $9, right? Because you get one free one. So I'm already seeing that some of the people that won last year know that, and the same person that won the trunk show a couple weeks ago. So this is a raffle that Susan Goodell and I do with Chatting with the Stars, and a lot of people win. We've got a lot of gifts. So a lot of people win this. It's kind of one of those, win. I never win. But this seems to be
like if you want to win something, come.
There's a large chance, and of course, it's my Jupiter stationing direct day, right? The 30th. So it's lucky. It's a lucky day.
Yeah, it is a lucky day. Let's see.
But what you're saying is you have to buy a raffle in order to get in.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to buy one. The first one is complimentary.
Yeah.
And then
but you have to register, I guess.
Register, and then because you can jump on over Facebook if you just want to be nonchalant about it, but you can also, be there live and register early. I get you all of the links that you need at the right time. And it's a great way to just be there, be prepared, and hear your name called when it's time for us to raffle off some prizes. And then you get to take notes. I'll see if I can make the cheat sheet, the first of the month cheat sheet, available to everyone that joins.
That's a nice little extra.
Yeah, a little
special.
fun. A fun little added bonus to joining. And you get to go through. Sandy and Susan are going to be going in depth into January and then breezing over the rest of the year with the rest of the time.
Month by month. We'll talk about the big thing that's coming in April. We'll talk about the eclipses. The both sets of eclipses.
So it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Especially if
Mars is getting ready to retrograde in 1 year's time at the end of 2024. We'll talk about that. Venus is not retrograding in 2024, but Mars is.
Right. And so this is a really awesome time. If you're one of the, the handwritten calendar type of people, this is a really awesome event. Make sure to get your calendar purchased by then.
Oh, yeah, your 2024.
Yeah, your 2024 calendar so that you can write down all of those dates and be in the know. And of course, if you are interested or you're already a Patreon member, you get to join us for the rest of the year. All of those astrology forecasts will be available and in much more detail per month on the Patreon community page.
And we are giving some readings out for free from Susan and I.
That's so cool. All right. So let's move on into our house, where I have a new meditation for Capricorn season and also known as the winter solstice. So if you're ready, let's get motivated and jump into this interesting meditation. In a moment, we will begin a goal-setting meditation to search for that great work inside of you. To begin, find a seat, journal, and a pen. Take this moment to get into position, or you can pause the episode here if you need more time. Let's begin. Take a moment to think about a bigger goal you have. Something that will take time. Grab your journal and your pen and begin by writing it down now. Now that you have that goal in mind and on paper, we'll begin by looking at the lifetime of this goal. First, envision the action steps required to reach your goal. Yet picture yourself engaging in those activities, feeling a sense of flow and enjoyment during that process. Whether it's writing a book, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, or starting a business, see yourself immersed in those actions, like writing at your desk, opening the fridge to make a homemade meal, or starting a meeting with a new client. Engage all of your senses. Visualize the sights, the sounds, smells, tastes, and the physical sensations. And instead of posing yourself as an observer of these scenes, see it through your own eyes, experiencing it as if you're living the moment in real time. And since we also need to be pragmatic, begin to find yourself in a challenging situation, one that might scare you. A few days of writer's block, craving unhealthy foods, or feeling a sting of rejection from a potential client. Here is your chance to decide and help your future self. What will you do in those moments? Think about your next steps or some realistic solutions to continue on. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Now that we've had some time to experience that daily journey, we transition to the moment of accomplishment, which, as we will see, is only a portion of this process. Picture yourself having achieved your goal. See yourself celebrating this success. Whether it's a book signing, a significant achievement, or the realization of your dream business. Feel the emotions and sensations that come. Immerse yourself in those specific details again, seeing it through your eyes and embracing this sense of accomplishment. Take a deep breath in and release out. Now, we will journey further into the future. Imagine yourself in your later years, reflecting on your life's accomplishments. Contemplate the positive impact achieving this goal has had on your life. This is your why. Envision the ripple effect of your success, the unexpected benefits and joy that unfold because you pursued and realized your goal. How has this achievement shaped your life and the legacy it created? Take a deep breath in and let it out. As we conclude this meditation, bring your awareness back to the present moment, your beginning point. This Capricorn energy is within you as you pursue your aspirations. You are worth it, and your dreams are worthwhile. Take a final deep breath in and out. Whenever you're ready, you can begin writing back in your journal or return to your day, carrying with you this sense of determination, resilience, and purpose into the world. And I'll see you back here at Astrology Meditation soon. So thank you everybody for listening in to that. I know it's not a usual meditation, but also I think when we can visualize and set our goals, Capricorn loves that.
Well, he wants achievement.
Right.
You know, he'll work hard in order to climb the mountain sideways, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's really good we always get this, the end of December. So it just sets us into this, and that's probably why we get this. Okay, after the holidays, what's the next thing we got to do?
Mm-hmm.
What am I angling for
in
2024?
Right.
Ooh.
And I think it can be, it's not like a traditional meditation, right? But like it also is such an important part of living our daily life, having goals, knowing where our next steps are going to be, or at least get an idea, have a visual, draw up our own map, our own treasure map, and see if we can follow it. And and then also, of course, it's all about the journey. It's all about creating happiness and excitement throughout the whole process. So, of course, we are absolutely happy to help you if you are interested in finding a talisman that could help motivate you, support your intention. Make sure to reach out to us, alex@intentionbeads.com, or you can always jump on to intentionbeads.com and chat with us. So, again,
next time I see you, next time we're doing our podcast, you'll be way over there you'll be coming in from Mexico.
Right.
And I'll be...
Well, we might record prior to that just because all the travel schedule is going to be a little crazy. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining in to this episode of Astrological Intentions. It is such a pleasure to have you in our community. Remember, give us those 5-star reviews. If you have any questions, we would love to answer those over the air to you from the podcast. All right, everybody, have a great week. Happy holidays and a happy new year.
Enjoy.
Bye.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story